Today is day 41 of 90. Actually, it's technically day 42. It's incredibly early in the morning, about 2 a.m. So let me just tell you about day 41 and how it went down. So I had, of course, the fasted physical with my physician. And I'll tell you, that morning, woke up at like 3 a.m., had a loved one going out of town and catching a flight, so woke up to say goodbye there, went back to sleep, woke up. Of course, the fasted physical means I'm hungry, but I can't eat, so I just drank water. Went to the doctor's appointment and let my physician know I'm not on any medication. They took my blood pressure. Top number was high, bottom number was like 70. The top number, I told them, I'm like, you just had me like do all this and then you took my blood pressure immediately. I'm unconcerned. My blood pressure is normal. Excuse me, but I did say I'm not on any blood pressure medication. Explained that to my physician. There was no concerns, no warnings. Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, my blood pressure was registering normal. And then, of course, you run through the battery of exams. This is just a regular annual physical. I will say that there was some conversation during that physical about, okay, your chart has pre this, pre that. And one of the things I've learned is when your doctor tells you you're right? Pre-hypertensive, pre-diabetic, pre-whatever. What they're really saying is all of the conditions are right for you to get whatever you're pre in. And if you don't do anything drastically different, you will get this. That's important because like pre-diabetic just means, when you look, it's so innocent the way it sounds, right? But it's basically saying, keep it up and you will be diabetic. You'll get to a point where your body does not have the ability to do what it needs to do to avoid this diagnosis. I don't think the urgency is always there, right? You always feel like, oh, I'm not quite there. I'm pre-hypertensive, but I'm not there, so I'm still okay. No, they're actually telling you something very different, which is, yes, it's in your chart, and they're just literally waiting for you to cross that threshold, and then here's your diagnosis, here's your medication, right? The pharmaceutical solution. So when you hear pre, you need to respond as though they just said you're diabetic, you have high blood pressure, you have whatever. So I say all of that because I can't wait for my labs to come back, right? They drew blood and urine samples and all of that good stuff, just as part of an annual physical. Checked my lymph, which was something that I thought was different, like under my arms and and I was like, and maybe they were always checking my lymph, but I don't ever remember that being like a dialogue that I had where they said, we're going to check your lymph, make sure there's no swelling and such. There was none. So I just tell you, I know that the results are going to be much better than they were the previous visit, but it was so interesting hearing my doctor talk about the markers that were there in my last physical, like last year, and how things are looking now. Acknowledgement, you've lost some weight. I have, thank you. So I'm thoroughly excited. Again, my journey here, day 41 of a juice journey, is because I want specific results. I'm looking to make an impactful change in my health, and this is just a starting point, a launching pad. So I was really particularly excited about this visit. So today's day 41. I'm going to go back to sleep. My sleep is thrown off, but I'm going to go to sleep. I'll wake up later this morning, and that'll be day 42. All right, I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.